I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out. I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
This is the Eye for an Eye channel. Welcome to today's show. You may those words from Elon Musk in the past that artificial intelligence is summoning the demon, but you may have thought in your head, well, that's just kind of, using words and throwing them around and joking with everybody about summoning demons. No. Literally, artificial intelligence is summoning demons. And when you biblically look at the Bible and how often it references spiritual warfare, how often the Bible talks about forbidding mediums and forbidding witchcraft and sorcery. Well, that's what's happening now with technology and artificial intelligence. Of course, it's all been sugar-coated onto us with different twists of how it's about technology and these words that they use about intelligence and advancements in science. These are all things they've done to pretty much condition us for what they're about to do. Now, even when they make mention of artificial intelligence, they know themselves what's about to happen because they're doing this and strategically have been doing it for quite some time, which is normalizing technology in our day-to-day lives, not just to make us lazier and less dependent, but to make us trust in technology, which is one of the big things that they're doing, is they're making man lose trust and love for one another, but have trust and love in technology. Technology knows all the answers. Technology doesn't pass judgment. These are all deceptions that have been used in our day-to-day lives. And we're seeing more and more articles out there about what is now known as quantum artificial intelligence. Even Forbes just released an article talking about quantum artificial intelligence being closer than you think. And you might say, well, what's the difference between artificial intelligence and quantum artificial intelligence? Well, quantum computing, you may have heard in the past, I've covered it, and I will play the clips for you again because you need to be aware of these giant quantum computers. And when you look up what giant quantum computers require, they require very cold environments. And think about a lot of movies in the past that we've seen. Almost every single movie, from the Poltergeist films to Stranger Things to ghost movies about demonic possession and ghosts, it's always a cold presence in the room, right? Even in movies like The Sixth Sense, where the smoke comes out of his mouth when spirits or demons are close, it seems that there's a cold presence, that the temperature seems to drop, right? Well, have you noticed that these quantum computers run on very cold? It has to be very, very cold for them to run. And have you heard about this thing with the climate where we need to cool the earth? Now start connecting the dots with what they're doing. And I will show you the clips in 1 second. If you haven't seen them, if you've seen them before, you need to see them again because you need to have an understanding about what they're trying to do. And this illusion of computers and artificial intelligence, what we're really talking about here is entities, demonic entities. And as crazy as it sounds, even these people that we look at, like Elon Musk, like GEORDIE ROSE, these people who are looked at in our society as very, very intelligent people who are talking about the technology of quantum computers, it's very interesting that the wording they constantly use and they constantly throw at us has to do with demonic entities because they're telling you this stuff and it just goes over everybody's head. They're like, wow, quantum computing? I could do things quicker on my phone. Oh, I could talk without even having to touch a dial button on the phone. What? Huh? Little demons, entities? What? I don't get it. Huh? I'm too distracted. That's exactly what they want as they reveal this to us. Quantum computing, an entirely new way of processing information when combined with AI, has the potential without exaggeration to bring about a new computing revolution. Transformation may be an understatement. And there's that word again. This is from the Forbes magazine article on these quantum artificial intelligence beings that they're working on bringing into our day-to-day lives. Now, they already have this technology ready to go. It's pretty much just a countdown at this point to whatever chaos they have planned. But we know when they talk about things like CERN and they talk about smashing particles together and opening black holes, it goes over everybody's head and they just hear that stuff and they think, wow, these guys know more than I do. I better not question physics or engineering because what they're doing seems to be important. Yet this is all spiritual. They're trying to bring over what's on the other side. When God separated and put a veil up, they're trying to bring that over here. And through the movies and the programming over the years, we've seen how often they've used repetition when it comes to demons needing cold air and needing it to be very, very cold, below freezing for them to survive. And we've heard the same about quantum computers and how they can only thrive in very, very cold environments. On top of that, we've also had these trigger words embedded in our minds about superpowers, right? Think about how many things we've heard about, oh, what's your superpower? How many movies about superheroes that nobody really would ever want to watch continue to get normalized in our society? Well, when you look at these articles about quantum artificial intelligence, they all say the same thing. Quantum AI will use new quantum designed algorithms with superpowers that result in much more powerful AI models. And if you don't know what that means, here's GEORDIE ROSE, one of the masterminds of the quantum computer, who probably will flag this video because he has in the past, because he's got no marbles, aka no Weibles. But anyway, like that at a TED Talk. Okay, when you hear somebody like that who is one of the big names in Silicon Valley, these people are unregulated for a reason. And there's also a reason you never hear about these people in the public eye. What do we hear about? We hear about nonsense. We hear about these celebrities, who's dating who. But you never hear about these psychopaths who are wielding this type of what they call technology. But these people are really servicing or are really just acting out as mediums here who are trying to summon and bring these things over, and they openly admit it. Listen to the things that he says. Nobody would ever understand what he's even saying. He's talking about little entities, little demons, talking about what's inside these chips. Do we ever think about what these things are? They're like, here's a phone, here's just a little chip, and you're like, I don't know what this is, right? Then we don't ever talk about electricity and frequencies, right? We never talk about Satan being the prince of the air, as the Bible mentions. So these are all things that people need to be aware of as they come closer and closer to conditioning us to be prepared for quantum artificial intelligence, on top of the fact that we already have quantum computers. Nobody knows how any of this stuff works because this is all spiritual. This stuff is being, and they laugh at it. They dismiss it. People will be like, listen to this guy. He thinks that like computers, technology has to do with spirits and demons, etc., because it's above their understanding. All of it's above their understanding. They can't even explain the made-up science that they try to use to tell you why this stuff is normal, how this stuff is working with it, what's going on with computer chips, how they're speeding things up here, there, everywhere. They just nod and say yes, just like they nodded and said yes when they were asked to stick poison inside of their bodies. They'll continue to nod and say yes to whatever they're told, and eventually, of course, we know that'll end up being with the mark of the beast, which is what we're headed towards with technology. So they're telling us that this is getting closer and closer. They use trigger terms like superpowers, like transformations. Remember the videos that I've done in the past on transformation? Rihanna, all these celebrities constantly using the word transform, because what they're talking about is transforming you and connecting you with this type of technology, which would essentially be you using your flesh to summon and invoke your temple, your body, to bring this technology into your body, right? And this technology is really going to be deities, which you're summoning into your body, into your temple. So a lot of it's over a lot of people's heads. But I mean, we can look at all the stuff too with the cooling of the earth. These are not coincidences of what they're trying to do, what they're hell-bent on doing, the destruction of humanity, but bringing over and summoning what's on the other side. Because the basis for all of their rituals, yes, we always look at their rituals and we say what? We say the stuff with the children, how disgusting and depraved they are. But ultimately, when they perform all these acts, they're doing it to summon entities and bring entities over from the other side, to be under demonic possession. Of course, most people don't believe that's real because the reality that they believe in has all been formulated through the television, the news, etc., and the school system to make you believe in things that don't actually exist, when that stuff actually exists. And any Christian out there should be aware of it, because the Bible speaks about spiritual warfare. It speaks about what's really going on, but Christians continue to live in this world and be of this world, and they refuse to believe that this stuff is actually real, and they've been trained, of course, to dismiss it all as conspiracy mumbo-jumbo. But the fact of the matter is, this is what we're headed towards, so be aware and be prepared. If you haven't subscribed yet to my other channel, United Uprising, please do so now. That channel I'm going to be uploading content on very, very soon. And if you haven't subbed to A Call for Vengeance, I recommend you do as well. I'm probably going to be doing live streams on some of those channels to help build them out. So if you have questions or you want to talk or anything like that, I recommend you sub to those channels and wait. There'll probably be a live stream in the very near future. Those are linked below, so do so now if you haven't yet. I highly recommend that you do. And again, I hope to see more people over on uprisingrevival.com. Exclusive content. The forum is great. Lots of information over there for people to enlighten themselves with actual truth instead of the things that they're suppressing here on YouTube, which eventually will probably be this video. I have gotten flagged for using GEORDIE Rose's comments about artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and of course, the stuff that you heard about demons and what they're actually really doing here, because they don't want you to just use your brain and think, even though they tell you this stuff right to your faces and everybody's just walking around continually on autopilot. I thank you guys for being here again. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you as always and your families.